Welcome to the briefing room here at Downing Street. How's it feel?
Good.
I hear you've got lots of questions for me. So this is where I do a lot of press conferences, a lot of briefings, with journalists sitting where you are, and you're going to be part of it. How's that feel?
To the channel where we take a long, hard look at the state of our politics, and yes, we do enjoy a laugh at ourselves along the way. Today we're examining a rather odd display of political theatre, one that promises plenty of flair, yet often falls short on substance. And at the centre of it all is Labour, led by none other than Keir Starmer. And guess what? The audience today is none other than the nation's most honest critics, the kids. And even they managed to put Keir in an awkward position. Can you believe it?
Now, we've had 9 questions in this press conference, but the 10th question, the final question, comes from me to you. You've all asked me your questions, so I've got a question for you. Did you like your tour of Downing Street? Hands up if you did.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Kids asking tough questions sounds like the plot of a bizarre film. But trust me, this isn't your run-of-the-mill school play. Picture this: a bright kid, still in the prime of dreaming about their future, asks the big question about the housing crisis. Meanwhile, another little one, who sadly experienced the bungling of a system they trusted, asks about the state of our NHS. Spoiler alert: both questions left Keir scrambling like a clown, trying to find his oversized shoes. Let's start with the first act.
Adriana, I've got... Yes, please.
I want to buy a house when I grow up, but I know it's really hard to save up enough money. How are you going to fix the housing crisis so more of us will be able to own our homes one day?
Well, Adriana, thank you for raising that question, because it's a very important question, because having your own house is about having your own front door. It's about having a place that you know is yours. Nobody can move you out. And it's a base camp, if you like, for life that you can build your opportunities and your aspiration around.
A youngster with dreams bigger than a double-decker bus, asking, how are you going to fix the housing crisis? Now you'd think that someone with the massive responsibilities of running the country would have a few tricks up his sleeve. Instead, Keir managed to deliver an answer that was about as sturdy as a house of cards in a stiff breeze.
So we have to make sure that young people can get houses as quickly as possible, and I'm really glad that you've already decided that you want to get your own home. What we're going to do to make that happen is build lots more houses. We don't have enough houses at the moment, and so we've got what we call a mission, which is a driving sense of purpose to build 1.5 million houses, but also to make sure that there's enough affordable housing so that everybody can get a house that they can call their own and treat it as a base camp for everything they do in life. Well, keep that dream alive, because it's very, very important.
Picture it. The kid, with all the innocence of someone who believes that Santa might just fix your debts, asks about owning a home. And what does Starmer do? He stumbles through vague promises and empty rhetoric faster than a clown car ejecting its occupants. Honestly, if houses were as flimsy as his answers, we'd all be living in cardboard cutouts, wouldn't we?
We're making house building a massive thing with 1.5 million houses being built, making sure that it's stuff that is good quality, that you can afford. Are you all renting and waiting, you hope to buy?
Currently working 3 jobs at the moment to try and afford a house. And it does feel for the first time like I'm doing my best, professional person.
Now, let's swing over to the second act. In this corner, we have a brave kid who's had more than his fair share of misfortune, a brain tumour missed by the NHS, only to be discovered later in a private clinic. This little warrior steps up and asks, how are you going to fix our NHS?
Right, now we go to Ravi, I think. Ravi.
My brain tumour was missed by my GPs, so we had to go to a private doctor who thankfully found it before it was too late. What's your plan to increase confidence in our amazing NHS?
Well, Ravi, first, I think I'm right in saying that your tumour's now been dealt with?
Pretty much. Yes.
Pretty much. So you've been through a huge amount already, so you will know.
Again, the answer comes tumbling out, or more accurately, floundering out. In a mix of half-hearted policies and a complete lack of empathy, it's as if the very idea of a competent public healthcare system is something hard to reach. Starmer's answer was about as comforting as a soggy biscuit at a royal banquet. Instead of tackling the root issues, it felt like he was trying to patch up the system with more of the same old promises that have never done a lick of good for anyone but the political cronies.
Just how important the NHS is. And all of us, I think, have these personal stories of the NHS being so important to us. It may be you with your brain tumour, it may be your mum and dad, your parents, your sisters, your brothers. These moments when the NHS is vitally important for us. And this is quite personal for me as well, because my wife works in the NHS. My sister worked in the NHS, my mum was a nurse, my wife's mother was a GP, and so we have got the NHS running through our blood, if you like. What we've done, Ravi, is to make sure that we've invested more money in our NHS, because you will know some of the equipment is very expensive. We need specialist staff to deal with operations, including your operation. So we've invested the money. We also need the NHS to change so that it works better. So we're putting more money in, but we're also reforming and changing the NHS so that it works even better for the future. It's been with us now for a long time. It was set up by a Labour government. I want to make sure it's with us for a long time to come, and that's why we're taking the approach that we are. Thank you so much, Ravi.
Here's the thing, folks. When a kid, yes, a child, challenges you on issues that matter, and you manage to fumble so spectacularly that even the kids can see your incompetence, you've officially turned politics into a sideshow. It's one thing to be out of touch. It's another to be so disconnected that even a school playground debate exposes your lack of vision.
The NHS may be broken, but it's not beaten. As the report says, the NHS may be in a critical condition, but its vital signs are strong. And we need to have the courage to deliver long-term reform. Major surgery, not sticking plasters. So this government is working at pace to build a 10-year plan. Something so different from anything that's gone before. But we have to fix the plumbing before turning on the taps.
Now, on to the NHS, a system that, when it works, is the pride of the nation. But when it falters, it's a glaring reminder that we're living in a country where even a private clinic ends up looking like the main event. The story of the kid with the missed brain tumour isn't just tragic, it's emblematic of a system in desperate need of overhaul.
So hear me when I say this. No more money without reform. I'm not prepared to see even more of your money spent on agency staff who cost £5,000 a shift. What reform does not mean. First, it does not mean abandoning those founding ideals of a public service, publicly funded, free at the point of use.
Let's push for real solutions, for policies that are as solid as the old values we cherish, not the fleeting, circus-like promises of a party that seems to have forgotten that the real world isn't a carnival.
My ministers will get Britain building, including through planning reform, as they seek to accelerate the delivery of high-quality infrastructure and housing. My government will continue to give its full support to Ukraine and its people, and it will endeavour to play a leading role in providing Ukraine with a clear path to NATO membership.
Until next time, keep questioning, keep challenging, and remember, sometimes the loudest laughs come from the most bitter truths. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed today's dive into the political circus, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay sharp, stay skeptical, and for goodness sake, don't let the clowns run the show.